Tim Collins will come in today. I'm down in the sheriff's office with Sheriff Matt Gentry. Sheriff, I haven't talked to you like this in a while. What strikes me is you've been very busy the last 3 or 4 weeks. All sorts of things have happened that don't normally take place. If it's okay, I'd like to start with your big success with the jail food bill.
Sure, Tim. You know, that was one of the priorities after taking office, was to do something positive for the community with the jail food and that issue that we're dealing with sheriffs across the state. As it's known, I'm one of 56 that have to run the jail food myself personally. My wife Susie and I have to run it. And since taking office, I wanted to take the stigma off of the sheriffs and change that. You know, and I sent out a letter a year and a half ago to our local delegation requesting that they meet with me and we can figure out a positive solution to this for the citizens of Cullman County. Representative Corey Harbison was the very first one to send me a message back and say, let's meet and fix it. And since that time, we've talked and kind of put a plan together on what we could do to change it. Our first priority was if we were able to get something, a local constitutional amendment, which is what we wanted, because for us, the most important thing was to give the people the voice to change it themselves. And that's what a local constitutional amendment is. It will be on the ballot in November to give people the opportunity to change the food bill in Cullman County. So Corey Harbison sponsored a bill and was supported by all the local delegation here, Representative Shedd, Representative Henry, and it went to the Senate. So Senator Busman and I had talked, and we worked through the last couple of weeks. I've been working with the county commission. You know, Commissioner Marchman was 100% for it. Commissioner Watchman, he got on board, and we were able to get this thing passed through last week. And now it will be on the ballot in November. And essentially it's this. It takes the food bill account the way it is today, which is a 1939 old law. So it's a 30s old law, and it will, if the people vote on it and vote yes, then in January of 19 it will change it to a discretionary account or a public account that's ran by the sheriff, but any excess money can be used for equipment, law enforcement purposes, such as, you know, you can buy bulletproof vests, pistols, training, that kind of stuff, and it will not be a personal account anymore. The thing that we wanted to do to use it, the things that was really meant a lot to me, is to continue to use this program for our community events. The last 3 years, just like last year, we fed 2,200 citizens using you know, this jail food, and I do that for 2 reasons. Number one, I want to bring something positive from the stigma of the jail food. Number 2 is it brings the community and law enforcement together. There's not a single event that we go to that we don't receive some kind of information from the community, whether it's about who's committing crimes in their area, who's the drug dealers, who's the thieves, traffic problems they're having on the road, and we have our deputies there to be part of the community, because I've said it many times, the office of sheriff doesn't belong to me, it doesn't belong to the deputies, it belongs to all of us in the community, and so that's the way we can come together. But this will also bring physical responsibility to the count and transparency. So if we're able to get this passed through with the people's vote in November, then the account will start to be audited every 2 years, which brings transparency to that account. And my thing and the thing that I wanted to accomplish the most with this is to get that negative stigma off Cullman County. You know, what other counties do is up to, you know, is their decision. But we want to do here what is best for our citizens in Cullman County. And we want to make sure that we are addressing those issues that we need to be addressing. Citizen safety, what can we do to make our community better? What can we do to progress our community forward with law enforcement and community working together versus talking about inmate food. And that's the thing that we wanted to clear up and get that stigma off our county, because this is our home and we want to make it positive.
And so it's all in the hands of the voters now, right?
It is. We'll be out. I know Representative Harbison and the other legislative delegates will be out, and we want to explain the bill to people. We're going to be out giving copies of the bill to show them what all it does, and we want that positive change for our community.
Let's move on to another item that happened while you were doing a little bit of politicking on the side here. You had a huge hailstorm. Just beat your building to pieces up there. The roof's in bad shape. I was up there with you a week or so ago. Can you bring us up to date on that?
Sure. As today, we're actually meeting. The county commission awarded the bids out to a general contractor. We're meeting with the general contractor today. We have the insurance company and their engineers here at the jail. They're on top of the jail right now, inspecting our HVAC units because we know we have at least 9 that are completely shut down, 9 more that are damaged. They're evaluating the removal of the roof. And then starting to work on the interior and exterior things that are broken or have damage. Just walking inside the lobby, you can see we have walls that are cracked. We have tons of water damage, that's went inside the building, plus all that's been on the outside, the roof, the HVAC, our vehicles. We're in the process of ordering new vehicles now, working with the insurance company to replace those that we lost.
And you still have almost 400 inmates that you have to take care of every day in the middle of all that.
We do, but our main priority was for the inmate safety and for the safety of all of our employees. We've had companies that have been putting up netting to keep that fireproofing material from falling. So, we're working with them to make sure everybody's safe and the facility's running at top capacity.
Well, you even had U.S. Congressman Robert Aderholt out last week and got to go on that tour. I've got to say, I believe you almost wore him out. He got all we wanted to see, didn't he?
Yeah. This is a very large facility. Most people don't realize how large it is. Again, we're housing about 400 inmates a day, and Congressman Aderholt and his family came by, and we appreciate that. And we walked him through the entire facility to show him the damage that we sustained during the hailstorm. And it is a trip. It'd probably be several miles once you get done with it. So
he probably won't be back for another tour for a little while.
No, he'll have to get some rest.
So that's it on the jail. Now we've had also some, I'm going to call them high-profile crimes. I'm going to focus on one. We had the murder case with 2 young men, one from Baileyton, the other from Hartselle. Really strange circumstances. Do you know any more about that? Can you speak on it further at this point?
Well, both of those individuals have been charged with murder. And I'll tell you, Captain Potter, our victim service deputy, he's been reaching out to the family of the victim, any ways that we can show support and help them through this time. These decisions are something that's changed the magnitude of lives by these bad decisions made by these youths. And the thing for us now is to put together the very best criminal case we can for prosecution. We want to be able to give the district attorney's office the ability to prosecute the case to the fullest so they can get that needed conviction for that family and the victims of the crime. But we've been conducting search warrants, follow-up interviews. We've conducted more search warrants since the initial day and putting together more information about the case. So it's still ongoing for us, and we've never stopped. And we're still compiling information throughout the investigation.
So you had politics, you've had hailstorms, you have U.S. congressmen, you've had murder cases, and while you're at it, you're running the Sheriff's Academy right in the middle of that, correct?
That is. We had another class last night with our Citizens Academy. We do here at the Sheriff's Office, and we've got a great group of citizens this time. And that's the thing that's amazed me. Every group has been great and awesome. They all have their own individual personalities, and that's what makes us special. When you can see this many citizens get together and do these good things for the community, it's just a great time.
And the final thing I'd like to talk about is I don't think people realize you have a personal life. You don't actually do the sheriff's business all day, every day. You were out for the start of softball season last night, or baseball season, weren't you?
Yeah, we were able to get our second game in last night with my kids. I have 2 boys that are 9 and 7, and so me and Kobe Lawrence are coaching our kids, our 7-year-olds, and so we were out at the baseball field last night at 6:30 and playing. We lost by a point, but it was a good game. Those kids, all the kids, both teams did a great job.
Well, what else did I miss over the last month that I should know about, the citizens should know about, that's been going on besides the day-to-day business here?
That's it. We just, at the Sheriff's Office, I can't thank our citizens enough. It just shows you the character of the people that we have in Cullman County. From the moment we had the hailstorm, we had citizens coming up saying, hey, do you need help at the facility? Do you need help at deputies' houses? What can we do to help? And I just want the community to know how much that means to all of us at the sheriff's office.
Sheriff, thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it. I think it brings us up to date on what you've been doing.